Hello YouTube, welcome back to my Dungeons of Dreadmore Let's Play. This is Loquid here. We're going to jump right back in here and load our game. Now as you can see here we have Jade. This is the load screen. This is the save we were playing just a couple minutes ago on our other Let's Play. And this is my other character. As you can see down here, you have your books, or they're supposed to look like books, and you just click on them before you select your save game. You have the character and their classification. Not sure how they determine the classification. I'm going to assume it's skills you've chosen. It shows a brief, small screenshot of where you left off in the game. And they're all different. Now down here it also shows the skills that character has chosen. So very handy if you're not sure which character is which. And then down here you can click complete. Now, previously, I mentioned something that I forgot to elaborate on. Down here, the Permadeath option. If this is checked, and I will show you, let's just do a quick character here, and I'm going to do a sort of a shout out to somebody. See if they watch this. If you know who I'm talking to, give me a shout out back. Just leave a comment, that way I know you got the message. I'm going to just do a quick little proof of concept with the Permadeath. I'm not going to pick anything up. I'm just going to let my guy get killed here. Okay, now, what I'm doing here is I'm simply pressing the space bar to advance my turn, telling the computer and the environment, I just want to sit here, I don't want to do anything. Now, unless you press space, absolutely nothing happens. At this point, I can sit here forever, and this little guy is just going to keep his little animation, nothing's going to come in, nothing's going to go out. My character is going to actually pull out a little handheld game. It kind of looks like a PlayStation Portable. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be, just a generic portable game. And he'll sit there and play it while he waits for you to come back to the computer. Oh, we've got 8 hit points left. Now, as your health gets down, you'll hear a voice shout out, eat food to regain health. You don't want to do that right now. And also down here you have your hero. Within this, it says our hero, your current score, and it also has your status down there. And as you can also see, the closer and closer you get to death, the more beat up you get.
Your life force is running out.
And right there, it said your life force is running out. I'm guessing that's when you get below 5 hit points. You've got 2 left. Oh. Then you've also got these little texts that pop up. The enemies will taunt you with these little words, their little sayings all the time in the game. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're just kind of like, okay, whatever. The Forgotten Trousers, killed by Blobby. Blobby Collins the Footman, score 0. And here he is all the way on the bottom. This is your personal rankings. As you can see, my Jade character, I've had several of them and they've all died horribly at lower levels. Now I continue to load game and Bobby Collins is not here. So, we're going to go back to our local character and we're going to play. Okay, there's a couple of things that I wanting to talk about, and I already talked about one of them, the turn skipping in time. Next thing I want to talk about is right-click usage. In other words, activating your spells. Earlier, I used this spell right here, the Power of Magic Steel. And I right-clicked to activate it, and that's when you saw the little icon up here telling you that it was active. Well, down here, this right here is your active item or spell. Okay, if I had bolts for my crossbow, and I right-clicked over here on any of these, say like I had bolts in my first slot here, I would right-click on them, they would show up here, and then to shoot, I would right-click out here. Say like there was a monster right here, I would right-click and it would shoot the bolt at him. But Seeing as I don't, and all I have is my spells, I right-click anywhere in the environment and cast the spell, and there is my magic steel. Next, I want to cast my Radiant Aura. Basically, this is a defensive buff spell, and it says, surround you with a halo of light which illuminates the darkness and your inner strength. Those who dare attack you are occasionally met with a blinding flash which stuns. It can only absorb a few hits before the aura is displaced. And what that does is, from time to time, when a character attacks you, he'll take damage. And a lot of times on these lower levels, it's enough to kill them off. So it's really good to cast that and keep that active when you have a chance. Next we have our Dragon's Breath. I'm not going to wait to cast that on a monster because, well, I've only got 11 mana left at this point and I don't want to waste it. What I can do is I can right-click on this sewer brew, glug glug, and you get this icon up here, fueled by booze. If only it worked that way in real life. You have drunk alcohol and will regenerate magic points. 5 turns remaining. That's what this little 5 is in the corner here. Just like this here is how many attacks you have left before the spell is recast. And just like this, when you have 5 defenses or 5 attacks where it will activate on a monster before it evaporates or disappears. Now I can sit here and press my spacebar and 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 turns, and as you saw, my mana went up every single turn. Normally, if you're just sitting here waiting, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 turns to recover 1 mana. Whereas if you drink your brew, see, there's 1 point, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana points in 5 turns, instead of waiting however many turns it would have taken. Okay, oh, I did not mean to do that. Which means I need to drink another one. I forgot to left click on the door, not right click. Again, you just walk over gold to pick it up. Okay, here is something that's wonderful in the game. You have bookshelves. This is how you learn crafting recipes. Potion of Dire Empowerment. Oh, it disappeared. What that did, if I had a crafting item up here, I could right-click on that crafting item, and it would pop up another interface, and I could click on my recipe book, and it would show me that new recipe within my recipes. Your inventory can get kind of cluttered just like in every game. Click sort, and it organizes it based on, I'm assuming, classifications, because here you have swords, axes, clubs, hat, shield, and armor. Now I've already got a helmet here on my astrologer's hat, which gives me 1 defense, and 4 mana, which is this down here, and then 1 ethereal. So yeah, that helmet is definitely better than this one. Now this cracked orb, 4 mana. I don't know what that. Okay, 1 magic power, so that would make my Dragon's Breath more powerful, and -2 to my dodge chance. I think I'll take that right now. Oopsie. And we can continue moving on. Right here we have your ingots. These are used for crafting weapons, armor, etc., etc. These are potions. There are all sorts of potions in this game other than your brew potions. Most of them are helpful in some way, although I really haven't experimented with those much because the first couple that I had killed me rather quickly. Right here you've got Aqua Regia, also known as the Alchemist's Friend. It'll do considerably more than rot your teeth. Yes, that one killed me. And so forth and so on. This one here is wonderful. If you're down in the middle of a fight, you have 1 or 2 hit points left, no mana left from casting your spells, you right-click on that spell, or on this potion, which I like to keep on my hotbar, and it will regenerate your mana and your health to maximum. Now you see a little 6 with the star there, and the 14. That tells you how many turns you have or how much mana you will recover when you drink this. Of course, it will be spread out over the course of several turns, but that's what that is. And then you also have your food items. Hafarti, Fell Truffle. That's not something I want. There. Drop. Grunge Ear. There. We want the Danish down there, and we want this super dire sandwich up there. That gives me 7 health, 4 health, 25 health, and 11. And what I like to do is I like to put the lowest amount on the left, highest amount on the right. That way I don't have to go sitting here searching which one is it that I want to use. Now I realize this game is turn-based, and so it's not a big rush, but it's still nice to have them done. Now you can see down here my spells are changing. All I'm doing there is I'm scrolling my mouse wheel and it goes through them. It doesn't go through these, which I think it would be nice if you held shift and scrolled and then you can select those, seeing as these are shift commands. Now, let's see how we do against 3 little baddies. There you go. See that big flash of light? That was my Radiant Aura kicking in and taking offense on his offense within my defense. Sounded kind of confusing, I know, but it makes sense to me. Okay, what we have here is stairs down to the next level of the dungeon. Now see this? We've got big old whole bunch of stuff here to explore, but we're not ready to do that yet, so we're going to go back up. We're going to stay on this floor until we explore this entire map and there's no more dead zones. Now the map, you have your white lines, those are your walls. Pretty self-explanatory. The gray is your floor pattern. This little orange thing is an arrow pointing down to the next floor. This little blue icon here, that's you. This purplish fuchsia pink magenta square here, that's the shop we were in just a couple minutes ago. It also tells you the floor you're on. We're on level 1. And you have the 2 buttons here. You can make it larger, the blue one, or smaller. I'm playing at 720p. Makes it easier for me to export and get my videos onto YouTube. So I don't want to put it too big because it could block something over here. So that right there is plenty fine. Now, as you can see, from time to time, you get this lesion mirror or whatever it is popping up, and all that is that skill. This one right here is auto-activating. It says down there that, I think it does. Yes, it says towards the bottom, attack which you have a chance to execute with each melee attack upon learning this skill. So it's a percentage chance of this auto-activating and dealing an extra 1 slashing, and then doing that red little cross thing and the accuracy looking thing. Oh, we got another glass sword. I guess I didn't have to buy the one that I did. Okay, here we go. We've got bolts. Perfect. Now I don't have a crossbow, but I can show you. Now see, if I left click here, it picks it up. If I right click, it highlights it. And then it shows it over here. Now if I had a crossbow in this slot here, I would shoot my bolt. I would shoot it at whatever I'm pointing at. But I don't have one, and so it's doing nothing. Well folks, my time is up. I'm going to film another one and get right back on it.